whatever prepay, if they bring a prepay up to Annette checks with her attorney and sees if she can cover that with a better prepay on her note to the buyer. Hypothetical, Deb.
Could we talk about Rice Lake real quick?
Yeah, which one is it?
That's Jill.
Jill, the one that you went to the other day and they had oral? Okay, so Annette went to this appointment and the ex-husband showed up who owns the abutting property and they were freaking out, so she left, and then she got a call today that they want to do it. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, and the thing was, I mean, we were just outside walking the yard, so I hadn't even taken a picture of me in front of the house. And all of a sudden, he pulls in and she lost it.
And then she called.
Lack of better terms.
I guess my question is that is she, who's on the deed, remind me?
Well, they both are currently until the divorce goes through, and then he's signing a quit claim.
When would this be?
Supposed to be done tomorrow.
Oh, fine. Okay, because you don't want to mess with that. Get that done. Okay, and then what do you need help on with this while we're all here?
Well, I'm looking at, so in the appointment, she had one of their friends, and it's both of their friends, this Steve.
Yep.
And in talking to Andy this weekend, so everybody knows, this is a lead that I found on Marketplace. So I communicated back and forth with him. He called me first and then set me up to talk to her. So this Steve fella that they both know is kind of dictating a little bit of the term. And so she doesn't want to talk about anything without him there. And he's saying she needs, minimum $50,000 down, sale price of $399,900.
She's just minimum. Just to her though.
I think so. When I asked about, if that was the lowest she could go, and then interest rate, he wants 5.5%. If they give anything less than the $50,000, then the interest rate goes up.
I remember this. Okay, so they are literally dictating what's their ramp if they don't do this with you, because they're calling you.
Well, and the thing right now, she has two gentlemen that are more in the private sector that are offering, and she is not getting a real good feeling with them. So if they don't go with me, then she's going to list it in a week or two.
Okay, I'm just gonna say something you're probably not gonna love. We're gonna put a thing together, but it might be that they go list, right? If they don't like it, because I don't think $50,000 is necessary on a $400,000 house.
No.
So
I told her
have to dictate.
I told her the same 5%. If we do a down payment, it'll be small. And she kind of pulled back a little bit, but their friend Steve said right away, absolutely not.
Okay, fine.
50 or you.
That's fine. Do they own anything on the house, or is this all owner finance?
No, it's all owner financing because the ex-husband's going to be paying off the $28,000 mortgage tomorrow.
Okay, so I would not do an agreement yet, and you guys feedback fine if you have some thoughts that I'm missing, but I would not do an offer yet. I would do an email and send it to me and send it to the President's Club channel in Slack, and I'll tweak it to be a little more stronger probably. Because ignore the guy Steve. Act like he doesn't exist. Take his feedback, but act like he doesn't exist, right?
Okay.
Honor him on the calls because he has to help her and all that. But I'm saying don't listen to what he's doing for terms.
Okay.
I can give you. Did you ask the question about what's more important in the quadrant or no?
Yes, I did.
Great. And what were the two things that were most important, or one?
One, she wants it to go 15 years.
Oh yeah.
They pay it off sooner, which amazed me because here was her reply when I asked her if she would consider less. And she says, well, I'll consider less, but I still want the interest that they would pay if they kept going the 15 years.
So this lady wants the 15 years, guys. She doesn't want to go 10. She wants the 15 years. So our tact here, if we get it, is to do a rent-to-own buyer and then turn it into an owner financing buyer with a prepay penalty. Because she can't stop Annette from selling it, but Annette's going to try to honor that. Right? So,
right.
Annette, I mean, 5%, $20,000, I think that's the highest I'd go. And I'd make it like 19,700, say, and you say in the email, and I'll tweak it with you. I kind of maxed out our metrics because usually if we do any down, it's going to come off the back end. I'm trying to maintain your back end, your price. and I'm trying to maintain your interest, I can't maintain all three.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Because this sounds like a cool deal. I don't want to blow it out for ego reasons, right? But I don't think we should give them all three. That's stupid.
No.
And then you got to do a takeaway. And again, I'll help you with email. If this doesn't work, I totally understand. Let me know if you don't get full price on the open market, because the open market right now is very unpredictable.
Okay.
Like I told a guy, was it today, Deb? Did I say the Wall Street thing to your guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I told the guy, Bill, he says he's got some offers this week, which he kind of hinted last week to us. I said, no problem, Bill. It sounds like that's going to go. But with the amount of buyers not getting financed right now, the Wall Street Journal is still reporting over 20% closings falling apart. So I planted that on purpose. I said, so if it doesn't work, just give us a call. Just boom, just get off the phone. Like we just planted that seed. So when he doesn't get the offers next week, or when he does and they're wonky, I said, if any of them require financing, just know this. So in your email, you kind of hint the same thing. But that's what I said to Deb's guy this morning. Because I truly don't think he's going to get what he wants unless he gets a cash offer. And it's not like it's a bad town. Shrewsbury, Mass is like a hot town, but I still don't think he's going to get what he wants. Does that make sense enough for you to get me something in Slack?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll work on it after this.
You guys, any questions on Annette's deal? Nice little deal.
So I didn't even think down and interest were, I didn't think we really did both of those.
Well, she's insisting on 15 years though.
Oh, okay.
And quite frankly, in 15 years, Annette can do, and even in 10, Annette can do a lot on that house. She could turn that into owner financing and be a bank and create 4 profit centers, not 3.
She's got interest for 15 years too?
She wants 5.5% interest. What I didn't ask you, Annette, is that you doing a 30-year amortization with a 15-year balloon, I'm assuming?
Correct.
Yeah. So what she'll do, Deb, is, this is in theory, if she gets it, is she'll say to the tenant buyer, Jeff's a tenant buyer, she says, hey, Jeff, here's the structure of this house. Even though the video said you have to go get your own loan, if you meet certain requirements, you won't have to. And they get buyer. This is at the buyer's meeting where they already came in thinking they had to get bank financing eventually. And she says to Jeff, you keep your payments up for 2 years. And over the course of that 2 years, no hurry, you get your down payment up to 20%. At the end of that, I'll owner finance you for 10 more years. Give them a rate. You owner finance them and no banks. Give them a rate of 7. She's only paying 5.5. Give them a rate of whatever, 6 3/4. Still a good rate. And they don't have to go through all the underwriting crap and all the fees. They just have to pay the doc fees and stuff for the attorney, but that's it. So Annette's not going to come out of pocket to be the bank.
Right.
Now Annette's the bank, so now she's got payday 1, payday 2, payday 3 for 10 years at least, if not 15. And now she has a spread every month. On top of that with interest.
Okay, cool.
I have one question on prepayment penalties. If you go over 3 years, is there potentially some legal issues if you're telling them they have to hold the loan for more than 3 years?
Every state's different with what you can impose for a prepay. So make sure your attorney, and that good point he brings up, they dictate that. I don't know every state, of course.
Okay.
And it's not even, look, if you give them a good enough rate, why would they want to refi anyway, right? If you soak them, they're going to want to refi you out.
Yeah.
And like we have predatory lending in Rhode Island. If you add up fees and interest and points, you can't be over X. It's high, but you still can't go over it. So you got to be careful of that too.
So the first 2 years be just the rent to own with a rental payment that would cover, and that's 5.5%.
Yeah, just like a normal short-term deal.
Normal. Yeah. And then if they pay on time, they get their down payment up, then you would owner finance them at like 7. So you're making a spread there. And there may have been a spread already.
There would be. Well, it's going to change though, Jeff. So after that 2 year,
It would change.
it's going to change to a spread plus the interest spread.
Yeah. Okay.
The interest spread's not going to come out till payday 3, right? Technically, it's going to be the principal pay down at the end of this whole thing is going to be different than her note.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have, Annette, you cannot have a due on sale. So in the purchase and sales, it gives you an option to say this note is due on sale, not due on sale. So you have to let Jill know how you sell if it comes up. If they say, no, we can't have that, they say, no, I have to have it. That's how I sell. Not due on sale.
Can you explain that more?
Now, in our purchase and sales agreement, when you're doing owner financing, it says in the owner financing section at the very bottom, there's a line. It says this note, meaning to the seller, is due on sale or not due on sale. And most attorneys handling this would say, well, I have to have due on sale for my client in case you sell it. But if Jill brings it up, Annette's going to say, well, I don't sell it off. I sell it with a wrap. You're still protected. I'm gonna stay involved in this deal. I'm just gonna wrap mortgage to my buyer.
Okay.
That mortgage is still protected. I'm just selling it to my.
You're selling, yeah, because you're selling it to the buyer, but you're staying in the middle and getting that spread.
Yeah. So on the property, picture you guys on the property. Annette has a promissory note, promised to pay the seller, Jill. It's secured by a mortgage. All she's going to do with the buyer is it's going to be what they call a wrap. But all it means is it's technically in second place. The wrap just mirrors the underneath and has a better spread. So at the end of this, she's going to have X due to Jill, but the buyer's going to have X plus due to her. Because the amortization is different and the rate's different and it started 2 years later, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then the insurance would go from Annette in the first 2 years to the buyer.
Exactly. Now she's a bank.
Yeah.
Now, can she go 3 years before she does this? Sure. She knows if she wants. We'll revisit this with Nick when she gets it. But that's what typically I say. I'm not giving anyone the deed without 20% down. So that's one mile marker you have to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You can say 25, whatever you want, comfortable-wise. We'll see how the buyer is over 2 years. Things could change by then. Could Annette also call in 2 years, in theory, not that she'd want to, but if the buyer's like, Annette, can I please cash this out? I got a loan, or I got a friend, or I won the lottery. Could she call the woman and just renegotiate? Because she's not going to have a prepay unless the lady catches this and does a prepay. She could put a prepay imposed on Annette if her attorney's shopping her, but Annette's not going to bring that up.
Right. So would it be wrong to put in the email to Jill when we send her possible numbers? Would it be wrong to say we're going to get them up to a down payment of 20% within 2 to 3 years?
No, you don't need to talk with your buyer with Jill.
Okay.
Nothing with your buyer.
I was just thinking that might help her with that 50,000 to know that.
No. And then she's going to get greedy. No. No talk of your buyer.
Okay.
This is all about you right now.
Okay.
There's no comfort level. Remember what Jeff asked? If it's just for comfort level, Steve, Mr. Know-It-All, or Jill, you tell them what I said earlier. Look, we're accredited with the Creative Financing Real Estate Association compared to your other buyers. We do what we say we're going to do. We've been doing it for years and years all over the country. But if you're not comfortable, this wouldn't be for you. Because if they're not comfortable with you saying that, how would they be comfortable with Joe Schmo, who's never bought a house before, and they're going to do auto financing with them? Doesn't make any sense to me. In fact, I would say that if they give you pushback and say, look, it makes sense to me why you tell a regular buyer that. They have no experience. You're risking yourself if you go with them, but it's your call. But this is what we do. Not sure where to get started? Go to smartrealestatecoach.com/get going for free books, strategy calls, and a whole bunch more. We're going to help you get going the wicked smart way. We've been after this for over a decade doing exactly that.
If she didn't have a prepay in there, so if, say she did have a prepay in there. So they said you can't prepay penalty if you sell it before 15 years. And that seller came and the buyer came and said, yeah, I'm going to get a loan from my uncle or whatever. How do you handle that?
Whatever prepay, if they bring a prepay up to Annette, Annette checks with her attorney and sees if she can cover that with a better prepay on her note to the buyer. Hypothetical, Deb. The buyer...
The dollar amount, you're saying
it's a percentage usually. So say the seller says, I'm making this up. Say the seller says 1% prepay if you pay it off before 10 years. If you pay up before 5 years, it's 3% prepay. So Annette just does the same thing with her buyer, only makes it higher by a 0.5% or 1% and covers it.
Oh.
And if the law allows that in her state.
I see.
There'll be a sailing, no matter what it is.
Okay. So it's a good idea if there is one in one, you should put it into in the other.
Cover yourself.
Yeah.
She's got, again, you gotta look at the deal holistically. If Annette sees 5 years, my profit of this thing's $150,000, is she gonna cry over a $10,000 prepay? You know what I mean? So you gotta weigh all this out.
Okay. Yeah.
And in that case, the seller might feel like she's winning, and Annette goes, yeah, it's fine. Right? So it's okay.